Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Breck Roll. Alright, it's a kind of a nice day out, a little bit chilly, but it's nice and sunny out, and I want to do a little bit of work in the yard today, specifically in the front yard. I want to replant one of the planters in the front yard. They got particularly hit hard by the winter storm that we had this past winter, where it was basically we had freezing rain, and basically everything was below zero for about a week. That basically wiped out almost everything in the front yard. Let me show you what happened. Yeah, this is the area. This is the planter in the front yard. You may recall a couple years ago I planted this completely up, put some hydrangea in here, put some jasmine in here, put a couple of shrubs in here, and basically it all just got destroyed in the winter storm. So this does offer me an opportunity though, because I did fill the planter up with dirt when I planted it a couple years ago, and that dirt has settled over the last couple years. So since everything's kind of basically gone in here, this thing's starting to come back a little bit, this thing's going to come back a little bit, this thing's coming back a little bit, and the ivy's doing all right, and I don't know, maybe this thing's going to come back a little bit, but for the most part everything else is dead in here. So we're going to clean all this out, we're going to get some more soil, build it back up, and I'm going to replant this today. Now I'm going to maybe take a different approach this time. In the past I've always put perennials in here. Perennials are plants where you plant it one year and it comes back every year. I think I want to get just some really nice color in here. So I think I'm going to get some annuals, maybe some little flats of colorful flowers in here, and we're going to fill that in here, and I think that'll look really nice. And we'll see how it looks and how it does over time, and then we can decide whether we want to do something else in the future. So I got to run to Home Depot. We got to get some more soil, because I want to bring the soil level up a couple inches all the way across in here, and we're going to clean all this out, get all the dead stuff out, and we're going to try and make it look nice in here again. So that's our project for today. And since I need to bring home probably 20 bags of soil and some plants, we're going to need to hook the trailer up. The pool is doing a lot better also. The filter has done a great job of clarifying the water. We shocked the pool last week, and between that and the pool sweep, we've gotten this water looking a lot better, but we got to still do some clarification in here. So I will probably follow up on that tomorrow. We'll do a little bit more pool work, but I wanted to just show you where we are so far. Alright, I'm back from Home Depot. I got a whole big variety of things here that are going to go in here, and lots of bags of soil, so let's get going, get this stuff in here. Okay, so I got basically this whole area all cleaned out now. Next thing I want to do is get the soil level up. I've decided I'm going to let these plants go because they are sort of bouncing back a little bit, but I cut off all the dead stuff, and we'll see what happens with those. But basically everything else has been removed from the area, and like I said, next step now is to bring the soil level up, and I got 20 bags of soil to do that. So I'll get going with that, and I'll show you what that looks like in just a little bit. Alright, some time's passed. I got the 20 bags of soil in here, and the area already looks a lot better. So, usually when you bring up the soil, it's always going to settle a little bit, but you bring it up multiple times and eventually it's going to settle less every time. So hopefully we're getting to the point where this will be the last time I have to put soil into this area. But the next thing we're going to do now is we're going to put the plants in, and like I said, I got a whole bunch of them here that are ready to go. So this area is going to look very nice, very colorful, very quickly. So I got everything into the ground now. It's been a couple hours, and it takes a little time to get everything planted, but I think the yard looks a lot nicer now. Hopefully this is going to do really well, and gonna have a nice colorful yard. I gotta spend a little time now watering all of this because the ground is quite dry, but I think this is gonna about do it here. Some of these are a little dry, and I don't know if these little purple things are all gonna make it, but I don't know, we'll give them a shot and see what happens, but I like some of the stuff that I got back here. It looks real nice. Now there's a whole area here that I didn't really plant anything in, and this is actually sort of based on something I learned from the last set of plants I put in here. Since this area is sort of underneath the patio cover and underneath some of the pecan trees in the front yard, I assumed that they weren't going to get a lot of sunlight. And so the plants I put in here before were kind of low light plants, and they didn't do that well because it turns out that this part of the yard gets a lot of sunlight in the early morning and a significant amount of sunlight in the late afternoon. And so I think I overwhelmed some of the plants I had here before, and they just didn't do very well. So these plants are kind of full sun plants, so they should hopefully do a little better in this area. But this little section back here is kind of an area that's not going to get a whole lot of light, so I may put some other plants in here at a later date. I also think I want to take a couple pieces of the flagstone that used to be part of the patio in the backyard that I still have and put it like right here, because sometimes there's kind of the corner of the house right here, and sometimes the water coming off the roof kind of irrigates this area out because it comes so fast sometimes when it rains that it overwhelms the drain system and we can't get it all out of here, and it, like I said, it kind of erodes this whole area away. So I think I'll put maybe some flagstone like right here to kind of capture the water and hopefully prevent it from doing so much damage next time it rains here. But other than that, I think it looks really nice. Oh, and while I was working in the yard, I found a little friend here. This is a little, I don't know what kind of a snake this is. It's just a baby. It's about maybe 8 or 10 inches long. I'm not going to keep it as a pet, but I thought it was kind of cool that that there's stuff like this living in the yard. I don't know if anyone recognizes the species, let me know. I'm going to take a picture of it and maybe put it online to see if anyone can help me figure it out. I've seen kind of the carcasses of these every once in a while, because every once in a while when I'm edging the yard I end up dismembering one of them, so it's unusual that I've actually seen one alive. So like I said, I'm going to get a little video footage of him. Like I said, if you recognize the species, let me know. But we're going to let him go in the backyard. I think he'll have a nice little life back there. I'm guessing at this stage of his life he probably just eats insects, but probably go after small rodents at a later date if he gets bigger. So I don't know, you never know what you're going to find in Texas. I know there's snakes all over the place here, but haven't really seen any alive, at least not in this part of Texas. So now we have, right? So I think all that really is left now to do is give this area a good drink here. We're still in kind of water rationing mode a little bit here, so I can't run the sprinklers until tomorrow night. But there are no restrictions on doing hose work, so that's what we're going to do. Give everything a good drink, get it a good start, and hopefully we'll have some really colorful part of the yard here at some point. So anyway, I think that is all that I have for today. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night.